One day in the city, a bus driver was making his usual stops. At the first stop, a woman came to the front of the bus to get off. She turned to the bus driver and said, "I think I was just molested back there." The bus driver looked at her and said, "Not on my bus. You couldn't have been." So, he lets her off and drives on. He comes to the next stop and another woman comes to the front to get off. She, too, looks at the bus driver and says, "I think I was just molested back there." Now the bus driver thinks that something has to be wrong. To get two complaints like this in one day is just unheard of. He gets up out of his seat and goes to the back of the bus. To his surprise, there is a bald guy, crawling on the floor on his hands and knees. The bus driver says, "Sir, what are you doing?" The man looks at him and says, "I lost my toupee. I thought I found it twice, but I lost it again." 4 nuns were attending a baseball game. 4 men were sitting directly behind them. Because their habits were partially blocking the view, the men decided to badger the nuns, hoping that they'd get annoyed enough to move to another area. In a very loud voice, the first guy said, "I think I'm going to move to Utah. There are only 100 nuns living there." Then the second guy spoke up and said, "I want to go to Missouri. There are only 75 nuns living there." The third guy said, "I want to go to Texas. There are only 50 nuns living there." The fourth guy said, "I want to go to Maine. There are only 25 nuns living there." The Mother Superior turned around, looked at the men, and in a very sweet and calm voice said, "Why don't you go to hell? There aren't any nuns there." A man and a woman are lying in bed, watching the ceiling, and keeping quiet. What are they thinking? The woman thinks, "He keeps quiet. He doesn't want to talk. Maybe he is tired of me. He doesn't love me anymore. He's probably got someone else. I see. We'll have to separate from each other." The man thinks, "A fly. A fly on the ceiling. Wow. How can I keep it there and not fall?" Oscar drove his brand new Mercedes to his favorite sporting goods store. He parked it outside and went in to do a little perusing with Jan, his regular saleswoman. Jan was a pretty blonde, and as Oscar walked into the store, she happily greeted him. But he requested to look around alone today before he needed her help. She obliged and let him do his thing. 5 minutes later, Jen came running up to him, yelling, "Oscar! Oscar! I just saw someone driving off with your new Mercedes. Dear God! Did you try to stop him?" "No," she said, "I did better than that. I got the license plate number."